Content Catchup.
Wow.
Friends and enemies, welcome to...
Can't start on that. That's incredible.
Friends and enemies, welcome to another episode of the Content Catchup. Michael, it's a pleasure to see you today. How are you?
Oh, Jules, it's great to see you too. Thank you for having me on this podcast. I've been wanting to do it for a while. I'm good, thank you. Just got back from the dub last night in Geelong, as we know.
Big win.
So life's good.
Yeah.
How was karaoke? You went last night out for a bit of birthday celebrations?
It was spectacular, Michael. It was, look, I was a bit hesitant, a bit nervous. You know, there's a bit of COVID floating around. I don't know if anyone's heard, but I thought, nah, fuck it. You only turn 30 once and you've got to enjoy it. And if I'm going to enjoy it, I'm going to do the things that I like doing. And we went to karaoke. And it's fair to say that before I got there and before I sang, it was dead. But then I got up onto that stage. And let me tell you, I put on the performance. I put bums in seats. It was me.
That's incredible. Were there any vision?
There's a lot of Snapchat vision floating around, but thankfully that'll all be gone in the next 24 hours.
Okay.
I don't think there's any saved vision.
Well, I'm sort of glad that I had a game on because you know me, that's my worst nightmare. Even listening to you, I think would have been awful.
Yeah, having fun for you is not
just fun in general.
I can see that.
Yeah, thanks for that.
No, but it was good. It was it was good to see everyone. Saw our good friend Coco.
Oh, he showed up for once. That's good. Didn't come up to the last thing.
He did. Yeah, he he got the lovely Chloe to drop him off.
Of course he
did. But yeah, it was good to see everyone. And thanks to everyone for the birthday messages throughout the week. I feel like I've got back to most people, but if I haven't, appreciate you taking the time out to drop me a little bit of a message.
Yeah, no, good call. I'm glad we got a bit of love for you because I know you didn't want that attention, but it's important we celebrate it. And just on that note, 30 years old. What's it like?
Yeah.
Are you one of those people that don't like talking about it, or are you quite comfortable in your own skin? Julian Wallace.
Look, I'm struggling. Oh, geez, it's gonna get deeper.
We can skip
a little
this
bit
part.
sad. A little bit sad about turning 30. I think COVID is kind of feels like it's taken the last couple of years of my 20s away from me, but that's beside the point. I feel very lucky to have a lot of people in my life that are worth, are willing to celebrate 30 years with me and be a part of it. So
fuck, that did get serious.
Yeah,
important.
Sad, but important milestone, and we've got to realize it's not just about me, is it?
Well, no, but in the same breath, I think everyone's had the same thoughts. We've had 3 years taken away from us. So, I mean, people say 30s are your best years of your life. So get your positive energy back up.
Well, I heard a saying the other day, and I don't know whether I agree with it, but it was 20s are for learning and 30s are for earning. So it's time to start earning, I reckon.
Don't mind that. Could be taken in a few ways. Earn respect, earn money,
be.
And there's a whole...
Cash.
Yeah, I mean, if your head goes straight to cash, that's fine. But you could take that multiple ways. I reckon 30 is going to be a great decade for you. I think you're going to do wonderful things. You're going to create...
Thanks.
We're going to create an NFT together. We talked about that before.
This is bullshit. This is the t-shirt thing all over again. It's we're going to create
You're
it.
going to.
Yeah, you're going to create it. We should just make the Michael Scott thing an NFT.
That'd be cool, actually. Should we get on to what we had planned to talk about today? It was a good intro. Probably didn't talk about myself enough about the Geelong trip, but that's all right.
You talked about it before. Go on. Do you want any highlights from your drive down there?
Not really. I had a few guests in the car. Played a bit of taxi, but that was fine. Good team bonding with Critter and Gab. Shout out both of them. No, good result. Good. I always like the away trips. I think they're one of the more enjoyable parts about working in a sporting club. But good result, good times. We move on.
GMHBA Stadium, lovely to always go down there.
Absolutely, second time being there. It's not as bad as people make out to be. The stadium's nice.
Nah,
it's just Geelong that gets
Geelong's
a bad rap.
place to be.
Absolutely. So, Jules, I was talking to someone during the week, and we're going to keep this confidential.
Yeah.
No names. Well, you can give them a name if you want, but it won't be the real name. Anyway, so I was talking to this person. We go on a lot about this show. Sorry. For this show, we go on a lot about putting yourself out there. I found an interesting conversation with unnamed person during the week that they went through an interview process with a sporting club in Australia. And part of the difference of not getting the role was that they were quite private on social media in terms of content about themselves. So they had the skills, but part of the feedback, and I believe due to circumstances, fitting into the culture of the team was very important at the time. And because they were quite hidden on socials, that was part of the reason they didn't get the job. And I think,
Really?
I don't know about you, I think, yeah. But I think I said part of the reason. I'm not going to say it was the reason because it wasn't. But I just thought that really reflects how important it is to be comfortable showing who you are, because I think a lot of employers value people over skills. You can teach skills, you can't teach the person you are. And I think that's sort of the message I got from that. But what do you what do you think of that? Do you not like it? Because I personally actually did like it.
Again, like if there's more than one reason as to why they're not
There were.
getting the
That
job,
wasn't
yeah,
the sole.
Yeah.
It was just part of
Okay,
it that I
well,
took out of it.
That's fine. I don't know. I actually speaking about this recently with someone as well. On the back of like when we had Paddy on and we were talking about how willing and how open they are on their social media about like the work that they do and all that kind of stuff. And for some people, especially maybe perhaps older people, I'm not saying like super old, but like older, a generation gone by, like it was always frowned upon to share your work and like to really promote stuff. It was always like club account first and then your own account. So in that sense, like people are still a little bit apprehensive about it, I think, like oversharing, because you've got this sense of like, well, if I'm putting the best work on my own account, like it should be going onto the main account or whatever it might be. Does that kind of make sense? Sorry, I feel like
that makes sense.
Maybe like,
but
yeah.
This was more not from the club perspective. So this is more from the freelancer trying to get into the world of like a full-time job with a sporting club, let's say. So this is from the perspective of your Instagram feed is out unreal. You've got all the skills, like really love your work, but one of our priorities is culture, and there's no identity behind the account. We actually don't know who you are. Yeah, like
sorry, I thought you meant like they were they're just not putting enough of their own work.
No, plenty of their own work, but they can't see who's behind the face behind who's creating their own work. So they can't really see their personality, basically. So I know that stinky. Don't like it.
Stinky, hate it. That's so bad.
Okay.
I thought it was more like, if it was, I can see the argument of like, oh, we don't know your personality, but like people have different online personalities as well. Like that doesn't mean anything. I feel like that's a real lazy way of saying that we don't want to take the time to work out who you are.
I think you're probably taking it more as a main point of not getting the role. Let me just emphasize that it was just a factor. So it's not, I don't believe from my conversation with this person that was the main thing. It was just a factor. And I think it's just one to take that if you're uncomfortable doing it, it's probably going to help you with some roles. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, this is why I wanted to bring it up with you, because it's different people take it differently, and I thought the feedback was fine. I think that's fine to be realistic. If you're not sure of the person who you're hiring and the interview process maybe didn't give you, I don't know, surely an interview with a person would be enough. But if you wanted to see more of, it's going to be dependent on the role. If you want to see more of the person who's actually creating content for you and how they're going to fit into the team culture, I think that's fine to tell them.
Yeah. I don't know.
We can move on.
I'm not sold on.
That's fine.
No, I'm not sold on that as like a
factor to not get the role.
As a factor to not get a role or even be considered as part of the role. Like, I think you can look at social media, and if you're an absolute wanker on social media, maybe that's a red flag. But I don't think lack of presence from a personality point of view should be considered.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
That's my opinion.
That's fair enough. That's interesting. Let us know what you think, listeners. I want to hear what other people think.
Yeah. So who was the person?
I'm not displaying that. It's
Come
you,
on.
Jules.
It wasn't me.
No,
I've got a personality on social media. It's a wanker.
Far more comfortable keeping this confidential.
All right, we'll talk offline.
We'll talk offline. We might keep it recording. You got a few things you saw during the week, Jules.
Yeah, I've got a bit of content to talk about this week. We're going to try and roll through these pretty quickly just because we gave you about a 4-hour episode last week. So we'll keep this short and sweet. Just some things that I've noticed that have been pretty cool. First one up, Barks, is from our friend David Sosna. This is a nice little edit from our friend David Sosna from the Phoenix game. Or is it of a player campaign? Sorry.
Yeah, campaign.
It's of a player campaign. Just like a lot of cool different moments, nice edits, mixes of photos and videos, just showing personality, cool transitions. Just a nice little piece by David, but probably shouldn't be surprised that he's putting out good work, really.
No, he's honestly one of the best in the game. And I saw this during the week, and I thought it's cool that the player wanted it and posted it. And again, touched on credit last week.
Yep. It's an important one. If you're an athlete, remember it.
Yep.
Second one I've got here. And again, for anyone listening at home, all these links will be available via the spreadsheet, and also I'll send them out in the email as well. So it's nice and easy. Now this one is
pinned on our Twitter. Just a reminder, the spreadsheet's pinned on our Twitter. If you don't remember, it is. Carry on.
Absolutely. This one's awesome. I don't know if it's this person has produced it. Steph, their name is, but it's for Luka Doncic. I spend a lot of time watching basketball this week.
That's spot on.
Luka Doncic's first triple-double of the year. Again, this is just like an unreal edit. So it's, I don't even know how to describe it. They've like cut up footage of Luka getting this triple-double and made it as in like this really kind of NFT looking edit. And at the end of it, they like right click it. It's very like meta. It's like, I'm watching the edit and they like save it as a thing to their desktop. It's just really cool. And it's nice transitions as well. Some fresh ideas for video producers potentially. Like if you're looking to try something different, this is really cool.
Motion graphics area rather than just producing highlights from a game.
Yeah, they're like rotoscoped him out.
Yeah.
I think that's the term. And they're like, yeah, it's sweet.
That's cool.
Really cool edit. So Steph, if you've done this is unreal. Geez, we are flying through these, Bucks. Here's another one.
We love it.
Here's another one I prepared earlier.
You're on fire.
I don't know what this one is.
Steph Curry. Let me just load it. Hang on. We are almost there.
It's Steph Curry, but something that we probably didn't touch on. Like, it's one thing like athletes posting about themselves or like shouting out content, like producers. But how good is it when an athlete gets behind another athlete?
Yeah, no, that's cool. So background, Klay Thompson been out of the game. Klay Thompson is Steph Curry's teammate, Golden State Warriors. He's been out of the game for 2 years. NBA sort of made his return Klay Day, and as you're about to tell us, Steph Curry's teammate posted a highlight reel or video montage, basically celebrating the return of him.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Like, it's I can imagine Steph talking to his content producer, and his content producer's like, okay, what do you want, Steph, this week? Do you want like more of you doing this? And he's like, no, actually I want to do something really cool for Klay. And it's I can't remember whether it's got him narrating it.
It's rare these days to have somebody as pure as Klay.
It does have him narrating it, so he's just talking about Klay and how excited he is to play with him again. But it's probably like something could be a bigger discussion, Barks, but it's like players thinking outside of the bubble again in terms of content and what's going to really perform well, number one, but also how they show their support for other teams and team members and get people excited about the game and whatnot. Like, there's such a powerful tool in that, and like hyping up their friends and teammates is almost like the content could have been nothing, but it's just it's good content, and then it comes from a really cool like area.
It's also because a lot of the time the players' reach, especially Steph Curry's, is going to be so much bigger than the team's reach. Like, I'm not saying that was a difference of people getting around it, because it absolutely wasn't. Like, it was massive anyway. But a lot of the time, if say Steph Curry posted a bit of a minor thing, the reach that's going to get compared to a team is unmatched. So yeah, like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just thoughtful content as well. Like, obviously something exciting for all the fans to see, and to see that your favorite player might also be as excited about it is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Ball
kids.
And then this one I just found as I was opening up another. Oh, you got the ball kids?
Oh yeah, you want to move? Oh yeah, that's the next one. The TikTok?
Is that the next? Yeah, I can't find the. Oh yeah, there it is. The TikTok.
Are you here?
So this is just Australian Open. Obviously, it's coming up soon. I think it starts next week.
Yeah.
Except for our old mate Novak, who is not going anymore, I don't think, unless something changed. Poor Novak. They've just started like doing a few things on their TikTok, and I think it's just a very clever way to jump on the trend. And in this one, they're using like the ball kids to like, that, are you new here?
Yeah, that's good actually. Just watching.
They didn't, and then they've done another one with, I don't know this athlete's name, but it's the the head bopping one where they bop, bop. Yeah. They've just, and I think it must be a famous tennis player, Tsitsipas.
Oh boy,
don't say that too fast.
I'm not sure about that, but you'll do better than me at pronouncing that.
Tsitsipas.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think it is.
I'd like to
just don't want to say tits on the pod, Mark.
Oh, you just did, my man. I'd like to look deeper into, maybe next week we can actually scroll through some, like using Australian Open as an example of what they do with their TikTok during Australian Open.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
Yeah,
we'll have a look. It looks like they've done a few more highlights and stuff since then, but excuse me, but I wonder whether
boring you.
Yeah, don't keep me up, mate. I wonder if they will keep it along the like meme kind of area. Hopefully.
Yeah, well, you'd think so, judging by that.
Yeah. And then last one, while we're on tennis, suck this one in.
NFTs.
An NFT just for you. This is just really cool, I think. Like, I know you're big on the NFT thing at the moment, Barks, but
I wouldn't say I'm big.
Really, you're interested in it.
I'm curious, yeah.
But this is a really cool application, I guess, or way that you could use an NFT for an event. Like, we were talking about it last week with Lockie, about like what clubs and organizations could do in terms of like how they bring it into their sport. So what the Australian Open has done is that they've released 6,776 NFTs of like different tennis balls.
Yeah.
And each of them are linked to an individual 19 centimeter by 19 centimeter plot on the court, which is really cool. So they've just gone into the metaverse. I don't even know. I feel like really old saying that.
Yeah.
But it's pretty fucking sweet. Like, the designs on the balls, number one, are pretty cool. I think like tennis ball is probably not something you typically think of people customizing that much, would you?
No.
But they've made it into art and they've made it really interactive. So I feel like this would be something to keep your eye on if you're into that kind of thing, or at least have a look into, because it's just really interesting.
So let's just go back to it. So they're linked to a 19 by 19 centimeter plot on the official Australian Open court. What does plot mean in this context?
So a plot is like a square, right? Or like, it's got to sound bleak, but like when you get buried, you get a plot Like it's your allocation. Yeah. Or when you buy a bit of land, it's a plot.
So it's
right?
a bit of the turf or the court.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then what they're doing, right, is that any winner that happens on your allocated plot will be updated into your NFT collection. You can also say, apart from this tennis ball, I've also got a forehand winner that's associated with this ball. Yeah?
That's actually pretty cool.
That's cool, isn't it? It's like hard to get your head around.
Yeah.
Because it is quite like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I've bought a virtual ball and I've also bought a bit of virtual
I've got a
land. Yeah. And I've got a
I was gonna say, like you said, I was curious earlier, but this next level of content is it's just crazy. Like, think about this a few years ago, of 5 years ago, of like what you can actually do to buy this virtual ball that will no doubt cause a lot of attention from people wanting and earn whoever a lot of money. I just can't wrap my head around it.
I can't wrap my head around it, but it's such a like. You're so right. Like, it's unlocked a whole nother way of thinking for people about like, how can we get involved in this? And particularly for artists, and in the content creation space, like, let's bring it back to sport. Like, well, my graphics now have more value than just engagement, or they might have, they've got something else that I can then build on. Like, I'm not just creating stuff for the sake of creating it now. I've got a reason, or more of a reason, to do it financially.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. That's really, really cool. And like we sort of talked about last week, Lockie, about the first thing that AFL is going to do. That's sort of curious what other sports and codes are going to do.
Yeah. I just thought, liked it. That's my content, Michael.
That concludes your wrap. That was I enjoyed that. As we said, a bit fast paced. We'll get through them because you brought a lot of good shit to the table, and we end with NFTs.
And you were worried that I was going to bring nothing to the table. Here I am. I'm really like, I've rallied today. I've rallied.
A good balance. Story time with Barks, and Jules actually got what we're trying to talk about content. All right, Jules. So let's move on. This one's sorry, I didn't even introduce the segment. We're talking eggs. Sorry, we're talking eggs of the week, everyone.
Egg of the week.
How could I bloody forget?
I don't know, mate. You've lost it today.
Sorry about that. And all right, so my egg of the week, Jules, this week, this got linked to me from Elise. Dallas City Council, what's it called in like council meetings where anybody can take the stage and talk? I don't know what it's called.
Like an open floor or question time or something like that.
Yeah, we'll call it that. Some dude got up and started rapping about COVID. I want you to give it a listen because it got stuck in my head, and it's one of the biggest eggs I've seen. I was gonna say this year, but that's like a couple of weeks.
You gonna get corona from Mona. Don't vaccinate. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. You gotta vaccinate in the Lone Star State. Vaccination
I'll put this.
So great.
It's a bit.
Give me that ouchie.
It's a bit. There's a few words we won't be able to put in the audio, but we'll link what we can because it's some serious talent.
Oh my god! This is vaccinate me in my thong. Oh my god!
It gets a bit raunchy.
What the hell is this?
Dallas.
Dallas, a place to be. Oh my god! So what was the point of this?
Like, I don't know the point.
Did you actually have a question at the end of it?
No, maybe pro-vax. I don't know.
That is an egg, but I also enjoyable.
And tell me later if it gets stuck in your head. I was singing it.
Vaccinate me in my thong. Give me that ouchie.
Anyway, whoever that was, you madman.
You madman. Now my egg of the week.
Oh, piss off.
Oh dear. Now you have to have some accountability here, Michael.
I take full accountability. I was pretty embarrassed.
So at the start of the show, Barks mentioned that he went down to GMHBA Stadium for the game this week.
We've got proof.
And we got proof because if you were watching the Fox footy coverage of it and watched the post-match interview between Maddie and Georgie Prasparkas, beautiful moment, by the way.
Not to get emotional, but I think to play with your sister is something that I'll be forever grateful for.
Very emotional moment where Maddie was talking about how good it is to play with her sister.
One of the worst times to probably do this, what you're about to show.
And then, so Maddie's getting quite emotional, and then bang, in the middle, there he is, Michael Barker. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and enemies, here he is in the middle of the shot.
It's
not
about
inside.
It's about me and Gab right now.
Not even like rushing. He's dead eyeballing the camera right now, going like, nah,
it looks
fuck
terrible.
you, I'm walking here. And then out of nowhere, here comes Gab as well in your bright blue vests. At one stage, it looks like you're walking towards the camera.
So this is actually shocking. I was really dirty with myself that we did this because the background to it. So I mean, can we also touch on at least we're wearing the vests? That's what you're meant to wear if you're going to go
wear the vest
on the field. So you're not allowed on. I'm sure this is all fine to say. You're not allowed on the field unless you're behind the boundary line or your team wins and you want to film the song. So me and Gab standing behind the boundary line, we see where the girls are standing. And I said to her, like, surely they'll come and sing closer to our side of the field with the players in the background that aren't playing, like the reserves or whatever didn't get named.
You can see them up the top of the shot.
You can see them on top of the shop. So I'm like, oh, sure, they'll do it here. So we're waiting at the boundary, and then they start talking to the Prasparkas sisters, and it's a beautiful moment. I say to Gab, like, I think we're going to have to, like, they look like they're sort of circling and getting ready to sing over the song over there. And then we start walking, and I'm like, but the shot's literally right there. And then it was sort of just, I'll be honest, back in my mind, I'm like, we're going to be in the shot. This is going to be terrible, but maybe the angle's slightly off, or maybe they're covering where we're walking. And I'd like to think that it sort of made sure we got us the song, but we made sure we got the song, but it's probably just trying to make myself feel better. I'll be honest.
We'll follow up with this next week, and we'll see how much trouble Barks gets in for this.
He might not be back.
He might have a job.
Worthy egg, though. I'll take it.
I just couldn't believe it. It was happening in slow motion as well.
Yeah.
Like, if you watch it one more time,
Cool,
he's
calm,
literally in the
collected.
frame for like 20 seconds. No stress. What? There he is. 1,
Did it strut?
2, 3, 4,
Strut your stuff.
5, 6, 7.
We'll put it on.
8.
Put it online with the timer. Yeah, can we move on, Jules? You're enjoying this a bit too much for me.
Oh dear, that's got to be egg of the year. Almost.
Bit selfish if it was egg of the year, but we'll jot it down as the nominations.
It's a good nomination. How about we go in the other direction?
Yeah,
Michael,
let's do it.
And we go the boss of the week.
Let's do it, Jules. I'll kick us off.
What have you got for us?
Oh, so I've got you click that link in front of you, but
yeah,
probably you don't need it too much. But so we're sticking with Formula 1 and 2 actually. So during the week, it was announced that the first ever esports driver. Now let me just go at pronouncing this guy's name. Oh, actually, I don't know if I want to. Kembalu Kabasi? No idea. Anyway, he was an esports driver for whatever the equivalent of motorsport or F1 or F2 is for video games. So he did that professionally in the world of esports. And during the week, he got announced as an actual F2 driver, which is pretty unreal. And he basically says that without his esports skills and experience, he wouldn't have got there. So I just thought, what a bloody impressive thing to do. And it's pretty cool. Like, how do you go from playing video games professionally to jumping in the car and being a professional? And who knows how good he is or will be. Like, imagine if he went to F1.
In 5 years as well. Like
5 years, yeah.
That's crazy to think. Like,
so
I don't know.
Formula 2 have put up a nice little carousel on Instagram, basically telling his story. But that's the brief of it.
Yeah,
pretty
with the
cool
timeline and stuff.
Yeah, with the timeline.
That's really cool. Imagine like, this is that real. I think we spoke about it with Cripsy once as well. But like, old school mentality saying, "Oh, you can't do anything playing video games like video games are never gonna get you anywhere." It's just a massive like. Well, actually,
that's a great example.
Here I am.
Yeah, shouts Cripsy, because that was his line as well. That he used to play video games, and his parents were sort of. I'm sure a lot of parents have been like this. That like, oh, what are you doing? It's not going to get you anywhere. Well. big stuff for you
Yeah.
from Mr. I can't pronounce his
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, it's a fair. I think it's Cem Bolok Basi. I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, go for it.
Go for that Turkish. I think so. Yeah. That's a really cool find. Good on you.
Thanks. Submitted by Elise once again, so I really haven't brought anything to the show.
What have you done this week? Honestly, fuck it out.
I don't think my mind works during the hot weather. Neither does my laptop.
No, I think leave your laptop. Now my boss of the week, Barks. I'm not sure if you saw this during the week, but for everyone playing along at home, who's not too aware of what's going on, with of Novak Djokovic, he's in, he's out, he's in, he's out. We don't really know, but someone, I mean, egg for the person that leaked this, because I feel like people should be able to have private conversations without it. But thank you also, because we've got this great bit of content from Mike Amor and Rebecca Madden, I think their names are, who are Channel 7 news hosts. And in between the break, they're like obviously off air, but they're discussing whatever, what's happening with Novak. And they just have this really like brutally honest conversation where I think Rebecca calls Novak a sneaky asshole.
Lots of
and Mike Amor just calls him a fuckwit. they just go back to reading the news.
Novak Djokovic is a lying, sneaky
He's an asshole.
asshole.
He is an asshole.
Like whatever.
That was, you said it well. Like whoever leaked it, that's real. That's really bad. But like, at the same time, like it's I don't know. It's pretty bad from both sides of it. But good little. Who are you bossing?
I'm bossing you guys, Mike Amor and Rebecca Madden, because that's probably the most real news we've had like from Channel 7 in a long time. Like it was fucking great. I reckon they should just have news like that 24/7. I'd watch it.
You want to?
Like, can you imagine?
You want to make your TikToks go off, just behind the scenes stuff that doesn't. These are meant to get leaked.
Yeah, exactly. I've got one more boss. I'm just trying to find the exact details of it. Okay, so I don't need to share my screen or anything, but I found the actual thing. Here it is. So we've touched on this relationship, and there's great relationships in sport. Obviously, like we just saw one with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, Splash Brothers, I think they call them. But another one that we've always come back to is Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. You might remember them. They did that great mobile phone ad together at the Super Bowl last year. But how's this for ultimate friend? So to get in his contract this year, Rob Gronkowski had to have a certain amount of catches and a certain amount of receiving yards, and he'd get $1 million in bonuses, right?
Sure, why not?
That's what's in his contract. So it came down to their last regular game of the season, late last week or the week before, and Gronk was like short yardage by like 85 yards and needed 7 more catches. So Tom Brady, this game's iced, right? Like it's done. They've won. They're in the playoffs. You'd think pull off your star players, star quarterback. No one wants any injuries. We're going to hit the playoffs fine. Tom Brady remembers that Gronk is a little bit short on these bonuses and is like, nah, fuck it. I'm going back out there. And he exclusively threw to Rob Gronkowski. So he gets his extra 7 catches and his extra yardage and he gets his bonus.
That's hilarious. Did the defenders like let him or catch onto it?
Yeah. Oh no, I don't think they the opposition let him, but like I think the team just like were like, whatever, I'll wear this. Like,
that's pretty
go
cool.
Get your catches.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's quite funny. Just it's really cheeky, isn't it?
Yeah.
You'd see other examples of that in sport. NBA is a good one with triple doubles. Not that the like letting your teammate get rebounds, but it's sort of like if you're going to offer these bonuses, then we're going to exploit it.
Yeah. Was it who's the player that always gets rebounds? Is it Carmelo Anthony?
Oh,
and he like yells really aggressively.
Yeah, he literally tells teammates to fuck off. All right, that's that's been boss of the week, and well, that you look like you're about to say something.
Wait, what about mic'd up?
No, no addition of mic'd up this week, unless you saw
No,
something.
are you kidding? There's a great example.
Really? Okay.
Oh.
Well, did you?
Nah, don't
have
worry
you got
about
it?
I'll save it.
No. What? Go on. Don't leave us hanging.
It's another cricket one.
Ah.
I'll
Well, you can leave it.
I'll leave it.
Alright,
I'll leave it for next week.
Stay tuned. I'll try to find one to match it because we'll bring Mic'd Up back next week. It's not going to be every week like our beloved Egan bosses of the week. So it's all right. Cool your jet, Jules. That's been another episode of Content Catch Up. Thank you for listening, everyone. It's been my pleasure and Jules' pleasure. We'll catch you next week. Anything else you want to say, Jules? Leave us with?
Nah.
No? Well, don't get COVID. Karaoke. If you get COVID because you're out at karaoke, then pretty much lesson learned, I think. Don't do karaoke.
Well, at least you lived your life a little bit, you know?
Oh, no, that's not worth it. I'd rather get COVID than be put on a karaoke stage. All right.
That's good, mate. You need to come to karaoke with me. But anyway,
it's never happening. Thanks, listeners. Goodbye.